Welcome back here inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena for tonight's first game matchup between the Cavemen and the Silverbacks. Cavemen will start things out on the left side of your screen. They'll be in the black jerseys. And net for them will be Daniel Gumfrit. So far in the season, sitting with I believe it's an 0-1 record. On the other side for the Silverbacks, they come in tonight 1-0. Once again, give me just 1 second on the exact records there. Indeed, so Cavemen are 1-0, Silverbacks are 0-1, as 20 minutes are up on the board, and we are underway here for the first game here tonight. Once again, the Cavemen between the Silverbacks. Got a centering feed here, has Steinley down low. Shot from the slot, that's going to be covered up from the Silverbacks netminder of Charles Hawk. Quick shot there, 20 seconds gone here in this first period. Oops, apologies here. Let me get this camera situated. Apologies here about this camera being so far zoomed out here. Does not have a operator here for the camera for this night, that is. As here comes a chance for the Silverbacks, trying to get a centering feed, goes right through the feet of Derek Wells as it's going to be played back behind the net. Already one goal on the night so far. Apologies on the season, that is. Was from Wells. As it's up top for the Silverbacks. Trying to get a centering feed. Has a chance now from Herrera. As that gets blocked off a body out in front. As Major trying to keep it in. Trying to get a feed down low. As it's right back out the other way for the Cavemen. Steinley out pressuring against Major. As it's just going to be dropped down low for Herrera. Cross-ice feed nearly tipped and was from Steinley. Goes right off his feet as it's going to be a loose puck, if you will, right up through the neutral zone. Derek Wells near with a chance, pushing it right through center. Wells still with it. Off the body of Ferreira. As Steinley tried to go after it as it was stuck up in the feet of a Silverback as they come right to left. And the attacking zone shot goes wide, looking for a rebound, waiting on the back door. Instead it finds one of those black sweaters. Captain at the point is number 3 of Robert Mulhorn. Skating in and all alone. Try to drop it down for Riccardi as he went off for a line change. As here comes Steinley with a full head of speed from the blue line, holding. Deeks around one. Steinley still with it. Shot. Pad save. Rebound right on the slot. Shot from Wells went wide. Calling for it at the point was a Lintz. Just escaped his stick as it's going to be cleared down link to the ice, but applying a strong forecheck was Lintz. Able to draw an arrogant pass, but fortunately for the Silverbacks, they're able to keep the play going to the left. Behind the cage, it goes of Daniel Gumfrit. So far in the season, 0-1. An 8-3 loss that was back on opening night. That being 2 nights ago, Sunday the 4th. Just outside of the point. And to the neutral zone it goes. Still with it are the Silverbacks back deep. Pass down low, trying to get it over for Hawk. And he played up from McCumber, had 1 goal. That was the 8th goal back on Sunday night. As it's going to be worked back for Hawk in his own defensive zone. As one pressuring hard, as it's going to be played down low. Lynch in a puck battle against the half board, trying to get it out to the point. McCumber had it for a second before it's going to be knocked back the other way as here comes the Silverbacks. Got a centering feed down low, offsides. A delayed offsides call it that. As a whistle will blow as I believe it was number 2. That is not Major. That is apologies as I thought it was. Regardless, an offsides, a intentional offsides they're calling it. As it's going to go deep into the defensive zone here for the Silverbacks. Puck's dropped deep for Mage in his own zone. Centering feed trying to get it over for Herrera. Just out of his reach as it's going to go on net of Gumfrit. He'll have to play it down into the corner. Back in game number 1 of his season, he looked very strong through the first 2 periods. Has a chance here. Scores! Unfortunate turn of events there as the Silverbacks are able to plot one home. Makes it a 1-0 game off the stick of, I believe, number 3 of Josh Herrera. Deep into the corner for the Silverbacks. Major works it up. Here's a chance now right back for the Silverbacks. Comfort already given up one. Matter of just a handful of seconds ago. Trying to go 5-hole. Scores! Back-to-back goals here from the Silverbacks. Gives them an early 2-0 lead. That's going to go off the number of the guy right here skating through center ice. Looks to be number 13. I believe that's a Melanchuk. As it's 2-0 just like that. Just about a minute apart of each other as the Silverbacks are able to take a early 2-0 lead. Shots on goal are in their favor as well. 4-2 at this point. Just over 5 minutes gone through the first period. Trying to get a centering feed here for the Cavemen as that just got sent wide. Wells with it, trying to bring it back to within one, has Steinley up high. Wells trying to get it around Mulhorn, does. Wells still with it, centering feed. Had it stuck up in a skate on one as Mulhorn was able to work it down low. Wells trying to apply the back check. Able to poke it aside as it found its way down to the near side corner. Cavemen with it. Trying to clear it out for Steinley. Got to his stick but couldn't hold on to it. Regardless, it's going to go down linked to the ice, but not far enough for icing as Mage is going to pick it up at the top of the hash marks. Down low, try to get it over for Herrera, one of the goal scorers so far in the night. That's his first, possibly may have been his second goal of the season. Centering feed had a chance. Goes behind the net. Wells once again, right time at the right place. As Wells trying to work it out. Wells played down in the lower season. Was up near the top of his team in points. A shot got tipped wide as the Cavemen were looking for a quick response there. Long up top and out to the neutral zone. Wells nearly had it tied up in his stick. As it's going to be played down low and nearly down linked to the ice as Hawk was just able to touch it up. Nearly turned it over from Steinley as well. As it's going to be played down to the near side corner. Silverbacks trying to clear it out. Puck down low as it's going to come out for Hawk. In a foot race here, will clear it up the center ice. Able to get it over Riccardi. One touches it forward as it's a 2-on-2 as they hit the blue line from the right circle. Glove saved by Daniel Comfort as he'll just bat it into the far side corner. Draws a whistle. 13:04 to go here in the period. Still 2-0's your score in favor of the Silverbacks. Tyler Steinley with a hat trick back on opening night. The other two goals scored. Those 8 goal scorers. Well, 8 goals that is, including the hat trick. Centering feed got tipped out in front. That's going to be held on to from Hawk. Draws another whistle here. 12:33 to go in the period. The goal scorers in that game being Steinley, Arnold, Wells. Yes, Steinley, Arnold, Wells, Lintz, McCumber, and Morgan. That is. Woo! Try to get through that one as quick as I could. 3 of those have 3 points on the season. Quick shot had a chance. Tipped right out in front. Went off his upper chest. That being of Hawk. Had Lintz right there on the doorstep to bat it in. Luckily for Hawk, he was able to dive right on top of it. Keeps this one out of the back of the net. 8 minutes gone here in the first period. Once again, another offensive zone drop here from the Cavemen. They trail at 2-0 as they trail by 1 on the shots on goal category, but that does not matter here. Right up through center ice, has a chance for Herrera, and all alone against Comfort. Backhanded shot goes off the iron and stays out. Right back for Herrera, sends this one high and wide. And I believe that's going to go up and out of play here. 11:30 to go in the first. Herrera with a quick shot, trying to send it through the 5-hole. Comes down low for the men in black. Major able to keep it in for the time being. Major still with it. Drops it back to the point for Herrera, trying to fire one on. Comes down low to the near side corner. McCumber trying to chip it up and around. Goes up high for the Cavemen. Closing on a halfway through period number 1. Through center ice. Puck still free. As the Cavemen tried to work it into their attacking zone, had a lot of attacking zone time. Just around a minute ago, as here comes another chance here for the Silverbacks. Shoot, scores, able to send it through the 5-hole. pokes this one home, and another goal here for the Silverbacks. Makes it a 3-0 game. That one going off the stick of the centerman. Could be another one here for Melanchuk, and I believe it is. Indeed so. Second goal of the night. I believe that's his second of the season as well. Back up top for Herrera, trying to cup out in front. Holds, shot, scores! Josh Herrera's second goal of the night. Brings this to a 4-0 game, just as the Cavemen had some chances about 2 minutes ago, bringing the shots back to within one. Doesn't matter here now as the Silverbacks just about blow this one open, as it's a 4-0 game here in the first period alone. Mulhorn tried to pass it down low, ended up whiffing on it. Fortunately for him, had plenty of time to work on it. Drops it down low, has a chance. Melanchuk tried to get a touch up on the far side, had Gumfret beat all the way, had him diving out to his left. Tipped out in front, goes off the skates of Wells. He'll try and chip it forward for Lentz. Now for Stomley in a foot race. Stomley with it, try to get a centering feed. Back behind the net, and Major goes crashing hard into the cage. Knocks off the post off its moorings. Fortunately for him, able to get up under his own pressure just about as soon as it happened. Glad to see that he's all right. He'll head off for a line change here. Right on net of Hawk. Cover it, throws it back down to the near side corner. So we'll have a face-off right where it came from. Wells just nearly able to hold that one into the blue line. Instead, it's going to come back the other way for the Silverbacks, looking for their 5th goal of the night. Out to the point for Church. Church fires one on, goes off a stick, and in the other stick of Derek Wells. Try to get a centering feed in on sides just barely from Steinley. On the backhand with it. Church able to work the puck away as it comes down low for Lentz. Lentz trying to get it right back over for Steinley, but the Silverbacks able to work it out the other way, going right to left here. 7:55 to go here in the period. Holds, deep shot, just in it wide. Nearly beat Gumfret to his left. Steinley trying to work it out, still with it, touches it forward. Has a Lentz down low and on sides at the blue line. Calling for it, centering feed, has a chance. Church nearly put it onto his own net. He did that back on opening night against the Burke Street Bullies. Burke Street Bullies ended up winning that one with, I believe, a 2-goal win. Had a chance here, glove down. Here comes the Silverbacks. 4-0's your score shot. It's going to be stick down from Derek Wells and cleared. Down the length of the ice will not be an icing call here. Hawk and Lentz in a foot race to the near side corner. Hawk able to win this back, but turns over up the far side boards from the left side hash marks. Trying to get a shot off. Not a lot of power there as it's going to be bounced around. Cavemen fires one on, just in it wide. Hawk's going to have to think that right post, as that just saved him a handful of minutes ago. Trying to fire it on. Slashed his stick at it. Fortunately for him, got puck, and now here's a chance for Riccardi. 2-on-0, passing it down low, and a lone shot goes through the 5-hole. As Gumfret's just going to be able to squeeze it, keeps this one out. As the score remains 4-0 in favor of the Silverbacks. Oh my god, I apologize there about the camera. Getting too much into the game there. Puck out to the neutral zone. Major going to chip it up to the far side for Riccardi. Just through the stick as here comes a chance for the Silverbacks. Nearly got a holding call there as it's trying to poke it in right at the goal line, and it is. Price on home, another goal here for the Silverbacks. Makes this 5-0. Gumfret very unpleased about himself there. Nothing you can do about that, as it was just able to be squeaked past that left post of his. As the in-arena scoreboard is now updated to indeed 5-0. Shots on goal are only 12-6. Mulhorn gonna chip it out to center. Turned over as a Caveman looking to get a quick shot. That's gonna go into the pads of Hawk as it's gonna be played from Major through center ice. McCumber with it. Chips it up to his teammate on the far side. While falling down, fires a shot on through the neutral zone. Though that does count as a shot attempt, it's one of those that you're gonna want to have back. 2 fires one up to the far side, trying to get it over for Riccardi as it comes down low for a Caveman. Chops it down low, just escapes his stick as it's going to be Major to pick it up in his own defensive zone. Over for Mulhorn, trying to get a centering feed. Right out through the neutral zone it goes. From the blue line, has it, shot, sent it wide, may have got a piece of it, was Hawk. Heads to the near side corner. Chips it up, here's a chance now for Riccardi, has one man to beat. It's Mike McCumber and he's past him. Shot, glove, saved by Gumfret. Played up to the far side corner, got a centering feed for 11. To the neutral zone, picked off as it's just stuck up in a handful of skates as it's finally loose down for McCumber deep in his own defensive zone. And played off the near side half boards. This is just out of reach of Tyler Steinley. Major trying to get a centering feed. Has it for Vu. Down in all alone, hold, shot, saved by Gumfret, trying to lift it up. Gumfret still down, out of the crease. Turned over at the point. Has some space, drops it down. Herrera for his hat trick, sends it high off the back glass. Sharp angle shot goes right through the paint as Hawk not able to hold it in at the point. Steinley pressuring hard, comes down low. Apologies there once again on the camera, trying to keep it zoomed in for y'all. Do the best with what I can. Clear it out. No length of the ice it goes. That should be far enough for an icing, and it is off the stick of Morgan. 3:25 to go here in the first period. Score is 5-0 in favor of the Silverbacks. Puck's dropped, still loose up in the feet as it comes out to the point, kept in. Going to be a play down in the near side corner. Wells unsure where it went. Able to deke around to Wells. Sharp angle, trying to get a center feed. Puck still loose on the backhand, shoot, scores! Had Gumfret beat to his left, and I believe that's a hat trick here for Josh Herrera. If so, that's his 3rd goal of the night indeed. As it's 6-0 now in favor of the Silverbacks. Still a time to go here in the first period. Puck's dropped down low. Nearly turned over here as it's going to be worked back the other way. Wells with it. Zone defensive zone, going to chip it off the near side half boards. Try to get it over for Lentz. Just out of his reach as it's going to be played down in the near side corner from Hawk. Up high, turned over. Morgan trying to find a centering feed as here comes Hawk. Hawk still at a full head of steam. 3 goals, still the limit here in this upper season. Trying to get a center feed. Puck's loose, open in the slot. Wells able to clear it out for now. Morgan up the far side half boards and out to the neutral zone. Hawk able to pick up the loose change as they turn it over at the blue line. Dumping it in deep down low. Delayed offsides as it comes out for Lentz. Try to get it over for Morgan. Turn it over. He has a chance now. 27 of white. Just going to dump it in deep down low to the near side corner. Herrera with it. Drops it down low to the point. Melanchuk trying to fire one on. He's on hat trick watch as well. Comes out to the far side point. Has Hawk down low. Able to deke around one for Melanchuk. Centering feed. Tip. Just in it wide from number 2 down low. Out to the point for Hawk. Over to the far side for Herrera. Herrera from the point fires one on. Save. Glove down. Gumfret tried to cover it up. Instead it's going to be played out from the Cavemen as they're going to take it down the other way. Through center ice to the blue line. Lentz just in on sides. Down has Lentz trailing on the back door. Stuck up in the feet of one. Throws a shoulder on somebody. Under a minute to go here in the period. Here comes the Silverbacks looking for 7. Gets blocked off of Wells and cleared down length of the ice. And it shows only to go with 35 seconds. a big lead here through the first period for the Silverbacks. And you know they're not done. Holdings Melanchuk. Try to tip it through center as puck still loose on the backhand. Loose down low with 20 seconds to go. Still with time. As well as trying to chip it out. That's going to be tipped up through the neutral zone. 27 with it. Over for the man down low. Try to get it over for Hawk, but just out of his reach. 10 seconds are going to come down low. With 4 seconds, Wells with it. He's just going to dump it down into some empty real estate. And that will do it here for the first period. I'm going to take a quick 1-minute timeout, and we'll be back here to go into period number 2. Welcome back here for the start of period number 2. A big first period there from the Silverbacks gives them a 6-0 lead on 16 shots against a very solid netminder of Daniel Gumfrit. Cavemen going to need something here in period number 2. McCumber works it forward for Steinley. They have the manpower to do so as a shot got sent wide from a man down low. Steinley trying to hold on to it. As Church is going to leave it for Herrera. Turned over, got tipped, just got sent wide. Behind the net, trying to get a centering feed loose out in front of the slot. It's poked up from Melanchuk. As the 2 goal scorers so far in the night, both have hat tricks. That's Jared Melanchuk and Josh Herrera. Both of those coming in the first period. So both of those are unable to score here through the last 40 minutes of play. Well, as I was mentioning back in the first period, the Cavemen have the manpower to do so. They have 6 different goal scorers so far only through 1 game. Herrera calling for it. Chips it up to the far side for Eric Church. No relation to the Eric Church. As it's going to be played back behind the net of Charles Hawk. Able to deke around 1. Nearly lost, but still with it. Melanchuk up to the far side. Has a connecting feed up through the neutral zone to the blue line. Has Mulhorn down low. Try to fire one on as that's going to be tipped up to the far side. As for the Silverbacks so far in the season, they have 1 goal scorer coming into the night. And that's Robert Mulhorn. 1 goal with the assist goes to Nick Vu. Steinley down low. Chipped up as here comes Major to the blue line. Has some hope on the backside. Able to work it over to him. That's number 27. Apologies here. Don't have a full list of rosters. And I really do apologize that I do the best I can with what I have. As here's a chance now for the Cavemen. And down in front. Shot save made by Hawk. Trying to fire back up and through the slot. Just got sent wide as it's down low for Lentz. Down low. Fires one on tip. That's going to be played from the netminder way outside of his crease. Down low in the feet of 127, able to work it forward. As here he comes back the other way, 3-on-1. Hole to the far side, just out of his reach. Wells able to clear it out. Try to get it over for Steinley. As as it's out to the neutral zone. Back behind the net of Gumfret. Try to chip it up and out Lentz with it. To the neutral zone, Steinley over skates and then it's going right back the other way now for the Silverbacks. To the far side. Long shot, saved by Gumfret, rebound. Playing right there on the back door, Lentz. Working at it to try and clear it out. Drops it down low for Morgan. Morgan with it down low, over for Steinley. Still looking for the first penalty here tonight between both of these teams. There's only been one penalty called against, that was against Derek Wells back on opening night. That was a delay of game. Either that or a too many men. I apologize there. I believe that was a too many men call. That happening at the very start of period number 3 has Eric Church beat down to the ice. Shot from Morgan. Goes off a body out in front. That was Steinley, that was. As a hard shot goes off the back glass. Kept in from Wells. Winds up, fires one on. Goes off a body. Rebound, scores! 16's able to poke that one home. And gets the goose egg off the board at 6-1 here. 15:47 to go in the first period. Going to come back on the net of Hawk right off the draw. Apologies here about the moving camera. Going to be up to the far side foot race between 2 and Wells. 2 is able to beat the foot race there as it's going to be still loose back in the corner for Mulhorn. Centering feed in the feet of Church has a chance on the backhand. Not able to draw a shot off as that's going to go onto the net of Hawk. For Melanchuk, has a hat trick on the night. Can't score any more. From what I've been told from a man on the bench, Melanchuk leaves it up to the far side for Church. Hold shot! Gets blocked by Wells. Those were teammates down in the lower league. Mulhorn try to fire on back on, loosen his skates, trying to chip it forward. Wells able to work it out. Back down the other way. Melanchuk for Herrera. Both of those now playing back on defense. As the most recent goal scorer is able to chip it out to the neutral zone. Melanchuk for Herrera. Herrera through the neutral zone, heading the ball, and they have 3 men chasing hard to the far side. Shot goes off the iron. Far side referee says it stays out. Keeps it a 6-1 game. Here comes Mulhorn up to the far side, trying to get it over for Riccardi. To the point, Herrera fires one on, tip. That's going to go on out of Gumfret. Mulhorn had a chance. Shot goes off the right shoulder. Wells firing it down into the corner. Somehow this puck remains out of the back of the net. Gumfret able to get a great save after giving up a handful of goals back in the first. Here comes Herrera, man down low. Once again, Herrera can't score. Down low, just out of his reach. Mulhorn trying to keep it in, does. Still loose in the feet of 2. Mulhorn calling for it to the point of Melanchuk. Loose up in the feet, coming with its number 16. That was the most recent goal scorer. Plays it up and down length of the ice. Got a touch to it. Sorry, there was Herrera. Melanchuk, that is. Trying to get it over for Herrera. Instead, it finds its way right back over for Melanchuk. Stick down through the neutral zone. Back low for Riccardi. Drops it for 27. Had a chance at a goal a handful of minutes ago. Once again, apologies here about the rosters. Wish I could call more names as I knew them, but this is about the best I can with what I have. Deeks around 1. Herrera fires one on. Tipped. Just got sent wide from Riccardi. Had a gap under the 5-hole of Gumfret. Down low, Melanchuk trying to get it through the legs of Steinley. Couldn't, as that's going to be cleared out. Has a chance for icing. That's not going to go far enough. Passing it down low, intercepted by Steinley. Centers it. It's blocked out, but not cleared out. Kept in. Fires one on. Bouncing puck goes out in front of Hawk. He'll be able to cover this one up. 12:13 to go here in the second period. quick shot there on a rebound. Toe save made by the netminder of Hawk. Circle that one for later as another tip goes off the shin pad from the one who had the shot just a couple of seconds ago, as it's going to come back the other way for the Silverbacks. No score, well, one goal so far here in the period. That went off the stick of number 16. Apologies here, do not have him listed down on my roster, so I do apologize, as here comes Major through the neutral zone and on sides, cuts it back up top, drops it back for 27, had it at the top of the right circle. As it comes down low, out in front of Hawk, trying to fire one on, shot off the crossbar, stays out, able to pick up his own rebound. Backhanded shot, going to come to the corner for Steinley. Steinley batting at it with Church. Steinley still with it. To the point. Fires one on, goes wide through the paint, down low for McCumber. McCumber up top to the point, skating in and fires one on, tipped. Goes off the pad of Hawk, into the corner it goes as Mages trying to chip it out. To the far side for Church, no icing. That's going to go off the side of the net of Gumford. He may have got a piece of it. Up to the far side, has a chance for Morgan, having to beat one of Hawk. Morgan fires one on, goes wide, nobody chasing on the back door. This Mage is going to try and chip this one up and out, kept in for the second before it's going to go down the length of the ice for an icing. Halfway gone through period number 2. Game number 2 is going to come up a handful of minutes after this one. It's going to be between the Trash Pandas and the Mafias, both teams looking to get their first victory of 2026. Some names to be aware of for that game. Cameron Baxter for the Pandas alongside Donald Mulcahy, Aaron Proctor, Holden Sprague. And for the Mafia, it's going to be Jason Richard, Sabecki, Vale, and Vince Seta Cassie. The leader of penalty minutes on the season last year. And he looks to do it again here in 2026. Here's a chance now for Hawk. Fires one on. Got sent wide. Gumford. Just watch that one go by to the corner. Major fires one on to the far side. Has a chance for Church. Fires one in. Apologies there, as that was Mulhorn. Fires that one in. As we go back to a 6-goal lead. Mulhorn gets his second goal of the season. Coming in just as many games as it's 7-1. Just under 9 minutes ago here in the period. Herrera able to get around Lentz and Steinley. That's going to be cleared down length of the ice. So we'll have an icing call here. 8:33 to go in the period. Shots on goal closing back in, if you will. 21-14, 7-shot difference. Still in favor of the Silverbacks here with 8:20 to go in the period. Taking the draw here, that's going to be Tyler Steinley. As here comes the Silverbacks looking for goal number 8. Try to get a centering feed. Goes off the stick of Wells up to the point. Kept in. Herrera dekes her on one. Herrera had it for a second as Lentz was able to work it out to center ice. Down low for Melanchuk. Tried to call for it. Back was Herrera. Loose up in the feet of Mulhorn. Herrera with it. To the blue line. Skating it nonchalantly. Trying to make sure all his guys recoup and get back in on sides. Loses it down low. Here's a chance now up top. Fires one. Just misses wide. Captain Milanchuk. Fires one. Trying to get a tip. Still with it. Hold shot. Glove save. Gumfret. 7-1's your score. 7:20 to go here in the period. Chance there for goal number 8 of the night. Back for the Silverbacks. Their most recent game was a 4-1 loss to the Burke Street Bullies. As for the Cavemen, they won 8-3 against the Scranton Stranglers back on opening night. That was a come-from-behind victory as well. A 5-goal third period. So anything's possible as long as you keep it fairly close. Up top for Lentz. Drops it down low. Back in a shot, trying to get a tip. Got sent wide to the corner. Herrera battling at it as it's going to work its way back by the net for Riccardi. To Morgan at the point. Chipping it down low, just out of the reach of Steinle. Comes down low for 27. McCumber not able to hold it in at the point. Back up top. Church intercepts it. Going to ring it up to the far side as Steinle was crashing hard. Lines up, fires, Church, got sent wide. That's going to go back behind the net of Gumfret. Riccardi with it. Drops it down low for 27. Playing it down low. Nobody at the point as here comes a Caveman right back the other way with under 6 to go. Goes off the skates of Melanchuk. I do believe I could stand corrected here. Back down low to the corner. Battling with it, Melanchuk. Centering feed, try to go 5-hole. Puck still loose. Steinle try to fire it off. As I believe Church fired it into his own net. Could be incorrect. Might have been Steinle. Regardless, the whistle had blown on a puck that had clearly not been covered up from the netminder of Hawk. Down low for Herrera, spinning around, gets around his man. Still with one to beat in his own defensive zone and does. Down low for Melanchuk to the blue line, in on sides, has Riccardi up at the slot, trying to poke it home. Up to the far side, Church has it loose up in his feet. McCumber able to work it up to the far side. Drops it down low, Church trying to feed it. Right back over for Church, fires one on, shot goes off the crossbar. Once again stays out. Here's Herrera. Gumfret had a chance to be out of position. Shoot, apologize about that. Oh, well, worked into the game, not wanting to change the camera. As here comes Herrera through the neutral zone to the blue line. Herrera still with it. Down low, waiting for somebody to try and get a touch. Shot! On the rebound on the far side. Gumfret thought it was on the near. A toe save keeps this one out as here comes Church. Centering feed, back in a shot. Just got sent wide. As it's going to go up top. 16 trying to work it out. Has time, so he'll just hold on to it. Backhands it up to the far side. Intercepted down low. Gets a stick to it. Here comes Mages. Still looking for a goal here tonight. Centers it for Church. Gets tripped up. There's going to be a call on that. Indeed so. Blows a whistle for a tripping call. Clock's going to stop at 3:44 on a call to the black squad. That's going to be the Cavemen. Unknown jersey number. So apologies here. Unable to mention who it is. Puck stoppage comes out to the point for Major. To the far side for Hawk. Down low. Trying to just work it in front of the net. Tip behind Wells trying to ring it out. Right over to the feet of Major. To the far side, and the slot shot, tipped right out in front, trying to poke it home. Puck still loose. Work down low for Mulhorn, one of the goal scorers on the night. Major right back down low for Mulhorn. Centers on the far side, trying to get it to his teammate. As Lentz turns it over. Down low, top of the slot, holding, has room to the far side. Shot, saved by Gumfret. Lentz able to work it out. Hawk holds it on just barely and off sides. As we're now on a foot race back the other way. Lines up, fires one down through the ice. That's going to go on the net of Hawk. As they hit the blue line off sides. I believe that is Charlie Leeser. That's number 16 with the goal on the night. Could be incorrect. I'm pretty sure that's Charlie. 2:30 to go here in the period. 40 seconds to go on the penalty. A tripping call at that. Whoopsies. Major with it. To the far side, holding on to it. Through the neutral zone we go to the blue line. This time we are in on sides, holding, centers it. Trying to get a shot off was two. Got a stick lifted. Steinley trying to work it out. Mulhorn not able to keep it in as it's to the neutral zone for Major. Cross ice feed for Hawk. And on sides just barely by two. Centering feed. Here's a chance now. Shot goes high. 4 seconds ago on the penalty. Down low for Major. Has it loose up in his feet. Down low for Mulhorn. Major calling for it with it. Has room back in and shot. Got sent wide. Behind the net it goes. Gonna chip it back down low. Steinley trying to work it out. Just misses an open net. This is going to be cleared back by the net down low. Had Comfort out of position. To the point, Major fires one on. Tipped on the far side. Had a chance but couldn't fire it off his stick. 1:10 to go in the period. Hawk down low for Major. Spinning around. Dropping it down low to the side of the right hash mark. Back to Major. Down low. Steinley trying to work it out. As here comes a Caveman back the other way. They have numbers. Trying to pass it to the far side as Hawk's able to work that out of his way as Wells keeps it in for the time being. Puck still loose. And the feet of Steinley over for Wells. Wells fires one on. Tip got sent wide. Here comes Mulhorn. 2 men to beat Mulhorn with it. And on sides has Hawk wanting it. Still over for Mulhorn. In the corner, centering out for Wells. With 20 seconds to go in the period. Clear down length of the ice. That should just about do it for the period. With 15 to go. 7-1's your score. As we are going to come to a close of period number 2. Going to take a quick 1-minute break. And we'll be back here for the start of period number 3. Coming back here for the third and final period. 20 minutes up on the board, and we are underway. Silverbacks with a 7-1 lead. Had a 5-goal first period as they keep adding on to that here in the third frame. As for Tyler Steinley and the rest of the Cavemen. Trying to change that here. Alongside that being Charlie Leeser, McCumber, Morgan, Clint Lentz, and the rest. One of the names I've been saying quite a bit here for the Cavemen, that's been Derek Wells. Has looked solid so far through the night. Has yet to find his way onto the score sheet. Looking to find a way to do that here in the later goings of the third period. Up to the far side for the Silverbacks. Coming through the neutral zone as they hit the blue line. Tuman with a hat trick. Trying to drop it back for Riccardi. Goes right through his feet. Those him being Melanchuk and Herrera. Both of those coming in period number 1. Tip from Riccardi. Did that go underneath the pad of Comfort? It did not. Holding on to that keeps it a 7-1 game. Apologies here for all of the reactions popping up on the screen, just making sure that they work as intended. Shot goes on Comfort, had him out of position regardless, able to keep it out of play. As Herrera has it, works it up for 27, onsides, Church down low. Once again, no relation to Eric Church, that is. Down low for Wentz, battling at it with Church. Up to the far side, kept in for a moment. Here it comes for Tyler Steinley, looking to get on the scoreboard here tonight. Tried to find a centering feed, but lost the puck. As it's going to come right back the other way now for Eric Church as he hits the blue line. Try to get his centering feed up in the feet of one. Comes down low to the corner. Centering it once again from Church. Comes out to the top of the point for Herrera. Down low. Trying to fire one on. Goes off the side of the net from number 4, that is. Church trying to fire one on. That came from way back behind the goal line. Trying to fire one off the back of Comfort. He missed 100% of the shots you don't take, and Church wasn't going to let anyone negate his opportunity, as he was looking for goal number 1 of the night. Still a 7-1 game here. 17 minutes to go in the third period. Full line change coming up here for the Silverbacks. As for the Cavemen, it looks like they're going to replace their defensive pairing. Just a tad bit bigger of a bench here for the Silverbacks, and you can tell it. Steinley able to work it back out top. Nobody going with them, so it's a one-man show as for now. Major down low. Got to stick to it. Trying to get around Steinley. Steinley's applying the back check and able to steal the puck away. Steinley up to the far side. Intercepted by Major, working up forward for Hawk. Puck tied up far side corner. Cavemen with it. Looking for goal number 2 of the night. Steinley in front of the net. Trying to get a tip. Goes right into the glove hand of Hawk. Keeps this one out of the net. 7-1's your score. 16:15 to go in the third period. Once again, apologies there. Trying to make it to the end of the period. As for Wells, to the point. Leeser fires one on. Tipped out in front by Mulhorn. Cleared down through the ice. Going to be a foot race now the other way. Beats his man to it. Trying to get around Wells. Hold shot. Scores! Another one finds its way past Daniel Gumfret. Once again, apologies here. Unsure about the number. Regardless, it's a Silverback goal as it's 8-1 now in the favor of the men in gray. First goal of the period for the Silverbacks, coming 15:30 to go into the play. As we're going right back into it, 15:25 to go. Up for Mulhorn to the blue line. Down low, goes off the boot of one as the Cavemen are able to try and work it out of their zone, defensive zone, and they will. Major down low, gets it over for Wells. To the blue line. Lines up, fires one on. Puck leaks through, trying to fire it home. As Hawks just able to dive back to his left, keeps this one out of the net. As the Cavemen are desperate now for their second goal of the night. Once again, don't count them out of it. As the Cavemen had a 5-goal third period back on Sunday, January 4th. The goal scorers coming in that third period was Wells, 3 from Tyler Steinley, and then Mike McCumber. 3 of those goals coming in the first 5 minutes. Up to the far side for Church. Puck loose up at the top of the point. Comes out for Mulhorn. Has 1 goal so far in the night, looking for 2. Trying to get a centering feed. Comfort able to clear it out. As the Cavemen once again not able to clear it out. The Silverback so far this season, at least here in game number 2, they've done a really good job of keeping the puck in their own attacking zone. Comes out for a centering feed through the feet of one. Has to beat Major. Here's a chance. Try to fire one on. Gets the body to it. Has a netminder of Hawks. Gonna cover it up. Freezes it. 13:40 to go here in the third period. Apologies here. I will be right back in just a minute. Once again, I do apologize, as I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Once again, I apologize there about the delay. To the far side, 27 with it for the Silverbacks, trying to clear it out. Morgan nearly able to keep it at the point. Indeed so, delayed offsides. Comes down low for Herrera. Try to get a centering feed as that's turned over, played down low. Stymley nearly had a chance there to go one-on-one against Herrera. 11 minutes to go here in the third period. Here's a chance now for Riccardi against Lentz. Fires one on. Pad save. Or blocker save, that is, from Daniel Gumfret. Lentz trying to work it out. Lentz try to get a centering feed for Stymley. He does. 2-on-3. Another odd man rush here for the Cavemen. To the corner. Gonna drop it back. Has a chance. Lentz crashing the net. Sharp angle shot goes on the net of Hawk, having to make a save. Back down the length of the ice. It goes the other way for the Silverbacks. Down low, trying to get a tip in on the backhand. Went right past the stick of one as here comes the Caveman back the other way. Now it's 2-on-2 as they hit the blue line. Shot, glove, save. Fires in the windmill. Keeps this one out of the back of the net. 10 minutes flat to go here in the third. What a game it's been. One of the higher scoring games of that, although there's been quite a few that's gone in past Daniel Gumfret. It feels like it's a lot closer than that 8-1 game. As Church trying to work it out past Wells. Gets it over for Major. Here's a chance now one-on-one against Leeser. Oh, shot sent wide. Over for Mulhorn. Gonna try and drop it back in deep. Behind the net of Gumfret it goes. Gonna play it up to the far side. Takes a funky hop off the cake plate. Up to the far side, spinning around. Church knocking over his own guy. Tipped right out in front from Major, his own teammate. Fires it onto his net. Luckily for Hawk, he's able to keep that one out. And keep an 8-1 game with under 9 now to go in the third period. Once again, there's going to be game number 2 here tonight on YouTube as well. That's going to be between the Trash Pandas and the Camel City Mafia. I do apologize as I set that start time for that game to be 9:30, as that is not a 9:30 start, it is a 10:30 start, and it looks like it's going to be later than that as well. Cavemen have it, goes off the body of Mulhorn, one of the goal scorers so far in the night. Over for Wells, battling at it with Church once again. They were teammates down in the lower league. Goes off the body of Major. Coming down low now for Murray, I believe. Indeed, so that is Murray, as that's number 6. I do apologize there, trying to list down numbers as I can. Just have the reach down low for Church. Gonna chip it back, trying to get it into their attacking zone. Goes right onto the skates of Derek Wells, as it's going to come down to the right. Cutting in, trying to drop one out in front. It comes out for Herrera, spinning around, trying to drop it back for his defense partner, Melanchuk. Instead it finds out Charlie Leeser. Nobody open at the point besides Derek Wells. Fires on, goes off a body. Now it's going to be a foot race back the other way. Wells going to win the foot race to the corner. Chipping it forward for Murray. Murray, that is able to get it out to center for Herrera. Herrera for Church down low. Able to get it over to Mulhorn. Holds, still with it. Chips it to the far side. Shot blocked out in front head. Derek Wells down on the ice to try and block a shot, as it's going to go right back down to the right. Cavemen are looking to get goal number 2 of the night. Try to pass it down low for Lentz. Instead it comes out for a Silverback. 1-on-4. Melanchuk with it. Cutting out in front, trying to drop it back for Mulhorn. Had Gomford all beat out to his left. Once again, can't score another one here. He's already scored 3, and in this league, you cannot score 4. One of the league rules here to keep this a fair game, as both Melanchuk and Herrera had hat tricks through the first period. That's going to be blown dead for an offside. 6:09 to go in the third. Shots on goal 30-26 in favor of the Silverbacks, leading at 8-1. Out to the neutral zone. Silverbacks still looking to add on with just over 5 to go now in the period. Puck comes down low and going to be a foot race back the other way. Major through center to his fellow two-man. Just goes off his foot as it's going to be back the other way now. For the Silverbacks, Tyler Steinley takes it over, and here he comes alongside Clint Lentz. Lentz with it, fires one on, goes off the bottom part of the iron. Bounces out as Hawk trying to get it down, now back over for Lentz. Steinley open in the slot, trying to fire it on as it's going to go off the body of Major, as he'll take it right to left. To the blue line, just barely able to hold in on sides. Down low, McCumber trying to work it out. To the far side. Steinley with it. Steinley tripped up. There's going to be a call there against Tyler Steinley as he goes down hard and lands very awkwardly on that left elbow. And he's still down. Oh, he is definitely down. That's going to be a tripping call there. Once again, don't have a number here for the penalty. Dallas Stanley does appear to be doing okay now. Looks like they took a minute timeout here. 25 seconds still on the clock, so we'll take a quick timeout here. Be back to finish out the third period. Coming back here into the third period, the last 4:23, Macomber fires a shot on. It's blocked by a handful of bodies up in front. To the far side it goes for 27. 145 to go on the penalty. Once again, apologies here as I don't have the name to the man sitting in the box. That's clear. That went to the ice. Macomber going to be the first one to it. Macomber works it forward for Steinley. Back for Macomber. To the far side. As the Cavemen are on a power play for about the last half of the third period. Still with it. As Macomber going to the far side point, that's who he'll give it to. Stuck up in his feet, trying to dump it in deep. As here comes Major and Riccardi, looking for goal number 9. Major down low for Riccardi, tipped it, got wide. Major's still with it, slowing things down, just going to drop it in deep. Riccardi chasing after it with Steinley. Riccardi spun around down to the ice. Steinley to the far side. Over for Leisure, trying to tip it forward, intercepted. And on sides, that's going to be blown dead off sides. With under a minute to go in the penalty. 3:05 to go in the third. Usually here in the third period, the last 3 minutes have a possibility of a stop clock. That's within a 3-goal difference. Here tonight, it's a 7-goal difference, so that will not occur as it was 5-0 after the first period. Wallace with it behind his own net. Once again, they are on the power play. It's going to be chipped down low for Murray. Murray in a foot race, and onsides just barely. As a little bit of a miscommunication happens, it's going to be battled right back the other way. And we are back to 5-on-5 hockey. As a man comes out of the box. 2:14 to go, just over 1:20 to go in the third frame. Herrera trying to chip it out. As here comes the Caveman. Down low for Murray, gets his stick to it. Melanchuk able to pick the puck away, taking it behind the net, chips it up in front. Here comes Melanchuk. They have numbers 3-on-1. Church down low. Over for Mulhorn, trying to fire a shot on. Had a chance there to beat Gumford up high. And instead, here comes Leeser. 3-on-1 if they hurry. Over skates at Leeser with it. Drops it down low. Intercepted from Herrera. Well, at least able to break the puck away. Right out in front, Herrera able to come away with it. Right back the other way they go. Under 90 seconds to go in the frame. Herrera has Church crashing the net. Tried to get a tip, got sent wide. As here comes Lentz. Over skates at Mulhorn trying to keep it in. Wells works it down low for Steinley, just out of his reach. Herrera. Melanchuk, that is, to the far side. Had a chance just on the wrong side of the stick. As the Cavemen still looking for goal number 2, now with under a minute to go in the period. Steinley just going to fire it back in deep. Behind the net with 45 to go. Herrera holding on to it, trying to kill just as much time as he can. Down low for number 2, and down length of the ice it goes. To the point, kept in. Ringing it around. Finds its way down low. Goes off a body out in front. To the far side, 10 seconds to go. To the point, Hawk. In a battle with one kept in for the time being. As it's going to be sent back the other way. through the neutral zone. Winds up, fires one last shot. Goes on net of Hawk. He'll have to play it. And that will do it for the third period. Final score in this one, 8-1 in favor of the Silverbacks. Game 2 will be coming up here in just a handful of minutes. Once again, between the Trash Pandas and the Camel City Mafia.